Okay, we are back with another episode of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. I'm Douglas Smythe from PhoenixShaving.com, and with me I have Joseph Borelli from the Wet Shaving News.
What's up, guys?
Below me, I have, well, let's hope I have David Gonzalez, who is coming to us live from So Sharp Limited. He's coming to us live today from Old Town Shaving. What's up, David?
How's it going, everybody? It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. We missed you. And somewhere over here, or over, I think he's over there, is Mr. Scott Ostermiller, the clean shaver himself. Welcome back again, Scott.
Thanks. Hey, everybody.
Today is episode 66 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable, and it's our last question and answer show. We've been doing a series this last month of October, and today we are going to not only rely on questions coming at us live, but questions coming to the forums, and these are question forums. We're going to try and answer all them today and do our service to noobs. And these aren't just wet shaving noobs. These are shaving noobs that may not even know what wet shaving is. So this show is for you folks. And let's just hop right in. What do we have for our first question? Joe, what forum are you in?
I did ask.com.
Okay. And what did you do, Scott?
Yahoo Answers.
Okay. Well, let's start with ask.com. What do we got, Joe?
All right, I got a really good question. It was the first one that came up. So it's, what are the benefits of a straight razor over a safety razor? That was the first question that got my interest.
That seems to be popping up in a few of these forums. Okay, so that said, who wants to start? Take this one.
I'm not a straight razor aficionado like the other two, so I'll
Joe, you can take it first.
I'll take it first. So what are the benefits of a straight razor over a safety razor? Well, both have one blade, so that's really good. But the safety, I'd say the straight razor is you get more of a control of an angle, of the angle of the shave. And you have more control of making it either milder or more aggressive and doing it at your pace. So whatever you like to do, or whatever kind of angle that you can master it with a straight razor, which you may not be able to do with a safety razor because you have a built-in guard to it where you can't kind of get to the certain angle. I mean, you have more you can customize the shave better with a straight razor. I'd say that would be the first benefit. Yeah.
Fixed angle on the safety razor.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a no-brainer, which is fine for people starting out, you know. But I mean, but you're right. Yeah, the angle is you can alter the angle on a straight razor.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you get more. You can customize the angle to the with the straight razor. But I mean, a safety razor is just as good as long as you're using one blade. I think you're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get to the multiple blades is when you start getting the irritation and the problems.
Yeah, and it's a money saver. A straight razor, you'll definitely save more money than you will a safety razor. I mean, not big money, but I mean, it's one blade you'll have for the rest of your life that you just need to strop and have honed periodically. David, what are your thoughts on this being a straight razor shaver and a D shaver?
Well, for my personal case use, I really love a straight razor when it comes to lining up my facial hair. When for me, my facial hair grows somewhat uneven, especially around the mustache. The hair starts a little bit higher up, so I like to line up the tops. And with a safety razor, I really struggle to really see where to line up perfectly. With the straight razor, I have more vision, and I'm capable of doing a little bit more of a crispier line with that. Mm-hmm. Same thing when I'm edging up the sides and along the bottom of my goatee. I think I get a much cleaner line with a straight razor. Additionally, because we are sharpening the blades ourselves, not ourselves, but depending on how good of a honer you get to sharpen your blades, I think the edge on a straight razor could be much more gentle on your skin than a machined safety razor blade.
Can be. I would agree with that. That, you know,
what you got, Scott?
With to David's point, when I had a beard, which might be coming back next year. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do the mustache or the beard, but probably depend on my wife.
I would love to see you on a handlebar mustache, Scott. I don't know
if I can get that in a month, though. That's the thing.
I would love it.
But when I had a beard, I did notice that the lines on the neckline and on the cheek lines and stuff, it was a lot easier to maintain a really nice, crisp line with a straight razor. That is one advantage. And you can, like David said, you can see exactly where it is. With the head of a DE, it's really hard to tell. You might be off just by that much and really screw up your line. That said, a straight razor, it's definitely not for everybody, and it takes a lot of practice, a lot more practice to get good with a straight than it does with a DE. Especially if you're just planning on being clean shaven, like you're shaving everything. Then, and I mean, if you're growing a mustache or something like that, it's a straight razor is no problem because you don't have to try and get under the nose. But that can be a really tough area for a lot of people. So I'd say that the learning curve is a lot less sharp with a DE razor than it is with a straight razor. At least in my opinion, it's a lot. Yeah, the learning curve is nowhere near as steep with DE, but a straight razor can offer a longer lasting shave. If you learn to do it right and you get really good at it, it can. I mean, I've had straight razor shaves that have lasted me dang near close to 24 hours that were completely smooth. Like I really didn't have to shave the next day. And so, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages to both, but it really depends on what you're comfortable with.
I say get your technique down. I mean, on both of them, or try out both of them. But a safety razor, the reason why it's called a safety razor is 100 years ago, they realized not everybody could get to the barber every week for a straight razor shave, or not everyone had the tools themselves to do a straight razor shave. So they invented the safety razor. Gillette invented the safety razor. It's at a fixed angle. It's got a safety bar to protect your shave while shaving. So it's a no-brainer. It's also a closer shave than a multi-blade cartridge and so on and so forth once you get your technique down. But so it's just easier in that regard. A straight razor is going to take you a little bit longer to learn. So if you're asking this just because you're a noob and you're picking one or the other, I say start off with the safety razor first, and then on the weekends incorporate the straight razor into your shaves, and eventually you'll decide which one you gravitate more, I think. So I think
that's completely backwards.
Of course.
Straight razor
well,
is
then you
worth
have straight razor
learning.
shavers that, you definitely, it is. At the end of the day, again, that's all you need is a straight razor. I mean, the blade's right there. It's going to save you money. It's going to last generations. It's an heirloom piece. It's form and function. So what do we got for our next question, Scott?
Let's see. So there's a couple here. Yahoo Answers, you always get really interesting stuff.
Yahoo question.
But one thing that was funny here, like somebody asked, how do you shave? What are some techniques that would be useful for shaving? And some of the answers here, they're varied, but this one that this guy could not be more wrong. He says, I use a blade with can shaving cream and go against the grain. I've tried electric razor for a while, but I soon went back to a blade because you get a much closer shave. I've been shaving for about 30 years. And my thought for that guy is just like, oh, you don't know. You don't know what you're doing to yourself for 30 years. And
Hey, on that, Scott, when I used to shave with cartridges, I actually used to do one single pass against the grain because I couldn't get a close shave with the grain. So I would do one pass against the grain, and that would work for me. I'd get all kinds of ingrown hairs and irritation. That's the only way I could get a smooth.
Yep, that's exactly what I did too. I would use the really cheap disposable Gillette Good Mornings or whatever the cheap plastic toss away ones are. I would use those, and I would actually either go between lotion or conditioner in the shower, and I would just shave in there, and it worked okay. I mean, my skin was obviously well hydrated, but I would get all kinds of ingrown hairs and bumps, and especially on the nape of my neck where I was shaving my head, I would get all kinds of little pimply things all over the place. It was really a pain in the butt. And so ever since I changed to wet shaving, to using an actual soap and lather and just a single blade and treating my skin the way it should be, I've had very, very minimal problems with it. And so anybody that's using canned goo and a cartridge razor, stop now. just stop. Just stop. It's not worth it. It's worth the time to learn how to get a better shave with a DE or with a straight. And the prep, the actual products you use, they do make a difference.
They do.
Absolutely.
And I just like to piggyback on that because you can customize the shaver to your face for the first time. It's not one size fits all like cartridge razor. It's also not multi-blades. Every time you drag a blade, one blade across your face, you're taking off out a layer of skin. Now, imagine how much skin you're taking off with like 5 blades at the same time. It's also the first blade. Exactly. The first blade will cut the hair. Second blade lifts it up. Third blade cuts the hair more, so on and so forth. Eventually, the hair is going to drop down below the layer, below your skin, and then you're setting yourself up for all types of problems like ingrowns, irritation, razor burn, razor bump. So be wary of them. They're just, whereas with a DE safety razor or a straight razor or a single razor, you're just taking off one layer at a time. And it's not about taking off every single hair with one pass. It's about hair reduction with each additional pass or consecutive pass. You probably want to do about 2, 3, maybe 4 passes. And a pass is lathering up, doing the first pass, all over the place, rinsing off, then lathering up again and doing the second pass, maybe across the grain, then rinsing, lathering up again, and going another pass the opposite way across the grain or against the grain on this pass, whatever it may be. So there's differences right there. Another thing to consider, major difference in wet shaving compared to using a cartridge razor, if you're not using a brush and soap already, is you're also exfoliating your skin as you're applying the lather too. So I mean, it's just a healthier approach to shaving. Better for you.
I'm actually confused by that. Like, how much exfoliation do you think really happens with? I mean, it's obviously going to vary depending on the stiffness of the bristles and the brush and stuff. But I gotta wonder. I mean, compared to actually shaving with a blade, you're not going to get nearly the kind of exfoliation that you get with exfoliating with a brush is not going to exfoliate nearly as much as a blade. But do you really think you'd exfoliate that much with a brush?
Yes, dead skin cells are falling off us all the time at such a rate. Pushing a brush across that is like sweeping the carpet or sweeping the floor in your kitchen. So I mean, that is the exfoliation. That's the first bristle hair picking up exfoliation that you're doing, and then with the blade, that's the finishing pass when it comes to exfoliation. So don't over exfoliate. A lot of these guys, you see them like doing these treatments before they shave. Like you're over exfoliating your skin. You're taking away natural oils, and you're just over exfoliating because you're already, now you got to add the brush and the blade on top of that. Like you're just opening yourself up for irritation.
Well, and I've heard the idea that when you're applying the soap to your face with a brush, it helps to get the soap underneath the hairs and stuff like that. So it does help to surround the hair and prepare it really for cutting. But yeah, I don't know. I just got to wonder how much actual exfoliation happens with a badger brush, a really soft badger brush on my face. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot does. I mean, like, and that's why
maybe I should clean my brushes and see how much dead skin cells stuff comes out of it.
You might be surprised, yeah.
I say remember to apply the lather in the opposite direction that you'll be shaving in too, to get under those hairs too. And appreciate soap, oil, or jelly is also going to get under there too. What were you going to say, David?
Well, dead skin cells fall off so easily that they say if you have a mattress for 10 years, it has something like 70 pounds of dead skin cells in it.
Yeah.
So even if it's a soft badger brush, I imagine that it's taking off quite a bit.
I actually worked for a carpet and upholstery cleaning company, and they do say that a sofa will, over 2 years, I think, will accumulate 50% again as much of its weight in dust and dead skin cells.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So clean your couches.
So one thing I wanted to add, if you guys, anybody, so if you've ever worked on like a car or anything like that, and you've had grease in your hands and you use a brush to take it out, if you wash your hands with soap, you use a finger brush and it'll come out. Now I'm not saying use a finger brush on your face because that's going to really hurt, but a brush will get inside the skin a little bit and probably help out.
Yeah.
That's what I think of a brush. Also with the cartridge razors, before, what is a cartridge razor and what is a canned goo? It doesn't benefit you. It's just for speed, because people hate shaving, and they just want to go quick. They want to get it done in 5 minutes, and that's why these gels have been designed with 5-blade razors, to not only just to take our money, but also to do it in a very quick manner, in a presentable fashion. That's why.
I'm going to be doing some experimenting on my channel with that. Sorry, go ahead.
I suspect the propellants in the gels and the spray goo also deteriorates the blades faster too. A difference between
course,
applying it with a brush to your face versus a gel or a foam is we have this illusion that foam means a good shave. What foam means is a lot of air, and that means it's not making contact with your skin completely, the entire surface area. There's like air pockets, contact, air pockets, contact. But there's an illusion there, and that's when you give the spray and the can stuff. It's not making full contact with your skin. Same thing with these foamy gels. It's not making full contact with the brush. You're making sure to cover the entire surface of your skin. So that's
goes in the skin, it gets inside. It gets, exactly.
What do you guys in the audience have to say or add to this?
Well, Jason appears to be completely grossed out about the topic.
Well, somebody had a good idea though. Maybe I should clean out my brush on stream here and see what comes out. What do I need to clean my brush, Douglas?
Yeah, I'll put a link right here. Or right here, so people know how to clean or can learn how to clean their brushes with my tutorial.
There we go.
Okay, next question. Here we go. This one comes from Kiora, and it's asking. It's a real simple one. This should take 2 seconds to ask. It's just how long have humans been shaving for? And this is real. And this goes back recorded history, anyways, to Egypt about 4,000 years ago, and they were shaving everything. So shaving your body or shaving in general is an old practice. So that'll answer that question. And
okay, I have one here that's actually.
I got a better one.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm sorry. This one, this is going to take a little while. It's why do razor blades get dull as they are used over time? And I will give that to Dave.
Oh, good one.
No, I'll give that to you, Joe.
Okay.
So why do razor blades get dull over time? Well, that's a good one. I'm sure there's some really big scientific reason why it does, but I'll just tell you that it gets dull over time. The microscopic edge on the end of the blade, it gets beat up and it just ends up, you lose that little that wire edge that everybody talks about with straight razor shaving. I don't hone razors with a expensive microscope or anything. I go by feel. So I could tell you right now that there's like this little edge, microscopic edge on those blades that end up getting worn out and broken up. And after a while, metal fatigue, Dave, exactly. After a while, the molecules or whatever you want to call it, they don't come back together and doesn't make the blade straight. So that's what I've heard. I don't have it in front of me or anything like that. I'm going really right off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more scientific answers to that, but that's what I've heard with straight razors, at least.
I'll take a whack at that. So with any raw material, whether it's been refined or not, you're going to have a shelf life. You're going to have anytime it makes contact with any kind of outside material, it affects it. So even with a high carbon steel or something like this, anytime it makes contact with water, skin, hair, oxygen, really, it's going to affect the blade. So, even a really well-honed razor, if you just let it sit for years, it will dull, right? It'll affect the metal. And so the point of honing is to put just that super fine edge on the end there. And every time that super fine edge comes in contact with anything, it's super, super thin metal. So, it's not going to stand up to a ton of punishment. And especially depending on the coarseness or thickness of your beard, it's cutting a bunch of hair. And those hairs, when they're really short, are very rigid and very stiff. And so it's going to affect that blade. And that super, super thin metal, while it's really sharp, it's also really flexible, really flimsy. And so it can get affected very easily, even by minor things such as hair. Granted, that's why you strop and that's why you hone, and that's why maintaining that edge is really important. And that's why we like DE blades, because we can just toss them after a few uses.
Am I the only one that's just surprised that question was even asked?
Stuff gets dull. It's,
a little bit.
It's entropy. It's entropy at its finest.
Yeah.
And it's like hair is like copper wire. It's like if you're taking scissors and cutting wires with them, you're going to damage your scissors eventually over time. You're going to have to resharpen them. What were you saying, David?
Am I the only one that's just shocked that this question was even asked? Like, bang your head against the wall, and if it doesn't flatten out, I'd be surprised several times. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's asked in the forums, so we're just doing a job. Okay, what else we got, Scott?
All right, so I have one here that is from supposedly it's on Yahoo Answers, so who knows who actually asked it, but it says, please read and give a good answer. I'm 14. Should I get a DE razor? I just started to shave, only have sideburns to shave, one straight cut, so only just a little bit to shave. I take my time, go light on the handle, don't pivot my strokes. I'm thinking of getting a DE because I heard it gives the best shaves, but I'm scared that it will cut me. I don't want cuts of any kind. Do you think I will get them? I take straight, short strokes and can learn to let the weight of the head take the hair out. Should I buy one? Do you have any tips for using them? Do you even use them? I'm using those 5-blade Bic right now.
Damn. 5-blade Bic for a 14-year-old with just sideburns?
Well,
man, that's gonna destroy me.
Gillette would be proud of that.
I bet.
Of course.
Yeah, I say
go for the DE, buddy.
go for the DE. I say actually start off with just getting a soap, maybe an artisan shave soap and a brush, and incorporate that into your multi-cartridge shave for a couple of weeks, and then slowly transfer over to the safety razor. And there's nothing to fear. I mean, there is a slight fear, I understand, but it's called a safety razor for a reason. So, I mean, if you learn, there's plenty of videos on YouTube teaching you how to wet shave. Google, search wet shaving, how to wet shave, how to traditional shave. Scott will pop up. Joe will probably pop up. I'll pop up. But there's lots of resources out there when it comes to learning the proper angle and whatnot. But I highly, highly, highly recommend a double-edged blade over a multi-cartridge. It's better. It's healthier. It's the way to go.
And just as a little disclaimer with that, Douglas, there's going to be nothing that could avoid getting cut completely. Even those five blade cartridge razors or any number of blade cartridge razors can cut you. My worst cut that I've ever gotten in shaving period was right here on my chin with a Mach 3. It absolutely destroyed a big chunk of my skin, and it was bleeding for like about a half hour. And I've never got anything near the degree of that with a safety or a straight razor. So there's no guarantee that even a cartridge will keep you safe and unharmed.
See, I don't know that I've ever had a terrible cut with a DE. Not a DE, a cartridge razor. I think it's always just been the irritation for me. And so, I know that I get a much better result with the DE than I do with the cartridge. And so, my recommendation would be to start with a really inexpensive one. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a decent double-edged razor, and that'll at least get you started and get your technique down and that. And then once you actually have the money or the desire to move up to a nicer model, it'll treat you even better. So I would just get started with a cheap option and give it a shot.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's better to cut yourself with a sharper blade than a dull multi-cartridge.
Yes.
I think a lot of times the trip ups with the multi-cartridges is they're so expensive. We try to get more bang for our buck out of them and use them for a week or two. So now you're working with a dull blade where you're more apt to cut yourself and it's going to hurt. Where DE blades cost pennies, you can use one 3 times and toss it. You don't even have to worry about getting the most out of it. So right there, I think it's just another reason to hop on over. What do you guys say in the forum over here?
One thing I wanted to add, guys, is just one thing about blades in general. When we shave, we're scraping our faces, right, with a blade. Knives are meant to cut like this, right? That's how you cut yourself with a knife. If you just watch yourself and make sure that you just keep going down and make sure you don't go this way, you're not going to cut yourself as bad as you might get some nicks here and there, but you're not going to cut yourself. Just remember to scrape and that the knife, the blade is not designed to cut you when it's being scraped in your face. Like, I'm sorry, I'm using a pen, guys, but I'm razor. When you go like this, and this is how you get cut. When you scrape when you slice, that's how you get cut.
I'm using the spine of the razor, but
there you go. Yeah,
you're really just kind of scraping it off.
Scrape.
It's surfing. It's
this
surfing.
way.
Surfing. That's a good one. Surfing is perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. What do we got next, Joe, in one of your forums?
Okay, I got a good one for the straight razor, guys. All right, are antique straight razors valuable? And the answer is it depends, like everything else. Yep. It depends big time. Now I'll be honest, there are not that many straight razors that are really valuable. You're not going to make thousands of dollars if you find one in an antique shop. Chances are there's probably maybe, and I think David will agree, there's like 3 or 4 types of razors out there that are worth, some money. Those big Wade and Butcher choppers, those go for a lot. sometimes some of the antique. I mean, I have razors from the 1700s in my collection that I bought for under $100 each. Well under $100. So it's like if you're going to go for a value with straight razors, there's probably maybe 3 or 4 different types that will make you money. But don't look at it then doing that.
And then if you're talking about making money, you're maybe making a couple $100 on your investment.
Yeah.
You're not getting into the thousands.
And at this point, a lot of the really, really valuable ones have probably already been snatched up. So.
Yeah. The value is in like really how much money you're going to save on using one blade as opposed to buying many blades to replace. And it's also only worth as much as someone's willing to pay for it at the end of the day.
True. That is true.
Okay.
Now, safety razors, on the other hand, you can get now they go up in value, and we've been seeing that on eBay lately, especially with some of these toggles and bottom dials. They're going up to like $3,000 or $4,000. I couldn't believe the last one I saw. I think one of them went for like at least 3. I think there's one on there right now that's been on there for like 5 years, but it's like $3,700. And I saw an auction go for a bottom dial just recently for about $2,000, I'd say. So I mean, it's I don't know where these guys are getting money, but it all goes by what you're willing to pay and how bad you want it, and that's how much the value.
See, the thing about those razors, the toggles and the bottom dials and those kinds of things, they're valuable because they're rare, right? They're not necessarily valuable because they're like the best shavers ever. They're not.
Yeah.
They're valuable because they're rare. They're really hard to find. Yeah, the toggle.
The toggle. I'm sorry. The toggle is a failed idea. It didn't work. And it just came out for 1 year, and I can guarantee you from talking to some guys that have been around a long time, they said that the toggle was not the most effective shaving piece gel it came out with. It was very expensive, and they got rid of it for the $195 Fat Boy. So, I mean, obviously the $10 razor didn't make it in the world. It was a novelty gift for the holidays because most of them have that December date code on it. And they went, and obviously didn't work, so they went with something cheaper that everybody could afford. I mean, it was the first adjustable razor to come out that just didn't. Obviously, the design was poor. It's cool now. It's very. I mean, I own one myself as a collectible, but it doesn't shave any different than a regular Fat Boy to me or anything. It's nothing special.
Right, that's true.
It's cool to look at, and it is rare,
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question. This one's funny. We should probably be able to answer this relatively quickly. It's why should men shave? Why should men in uniform shave? Isn't it more scary for the enemy to face someone who looks more wild as men look when they have facial hair?
Are most men in uniform required to shave?
Yeah, most men are. You got to shave your head. You got to stay clean because in battle you don't want that building up. You don't want to worry about lice or anything else going in there. You also don't want, if you're in hand-to-hand combat, you don't want somebody able to grab you by the beard or whatnot. Alexander the Great was hip to that thousands of years ago when he had all of his soldiers shaving. So the enemy couldn't grab them. Same thing with gladiators. They wanted to stay clean shaven too because when you're close like that, it's a vulnerability. Mm-hmm. So anyone want to add to that?
I don't know.
Yeah, as Sean says, it's for health and hygiene and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, is the sound of my mic coming out a little better?
Still pretty crackly.
Son of a bitch.
Should we go? Jason's asking if they should go out and buy toggles. Honestly, if it's about an investment and if it's about a collection or a collectible, I say yes.
Okay. As long as it's priced reasonably. I mean, if you're paying less than $100, $200 for it, it's probably worth picking up.
You'll always be able to sell it again. Is what a lot of things do.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll make your money back on it. But if you're looking for something that's going to shave better than any other Gillette adjustable, I think you might be disappointed.
Okay. Next question. Who's next? Scott, you got something?
I have one. This one, it's if I shave every day, will my beard grow faster opposed to if I shave when I normally, and the question just trails off like that. So will your beard grow faster if you shave every day? And a bunch of the people are saying yes in the comments, and it's like, no.
You think it's growing faster because by the end of the day you'll have a 5 o'clock shadow again, but no.
Yeah, the rate of hair growth is all happens under the skin. It has nothing to do with going on top. It's all going to be biological.
Well, and I think it might have something to do, like the hair might come in thicker, right? So you might think it's growing faster, but it's not necessarily the actual length of the hair. It does not grow faster by shaving it every day.
No, it won't grow faster or thicker. It won't come back thicker. You know, it's going to appear that
If
way.
hair came back thicker, I wouldn't be bald.
You're going to be using aftershave and toners and whatnot too, which is going to tighten your skin. And it's going to make that hair pop out and look like it's growing back faster if you're shaving it, but it's not. It's like dead people. Supposedly your hair grows after you die and your nails keep growing. That's not true at all. Your skin, everything just compresses and shrinks and dehydrates, and it gives the illusion that the stuff is growing. It's not. Okay. Anyone want to take that in the audience? Or Joe, or anyone, David, you want to add to that?
Let's see.
I'll add to it. It's a myth that your hair grows back faster. You know, people would say, "Oh, if you shave it, grow back twice as fast." I used to hear that when I was a kid. Hey, guys, I'm Italian. I'm a very hairy guy. You can see I shaved yesterday, and I've already got 2 days growth for regular people. So it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, whatever. I got to shave every day, no matter what. But it's a myth. It's not true. It's not possible. I don't think.
And that
you're gonna shave. It's gonna grow back.
The process also carries over to women. A lot of women won't shave because they feel that their hair will grow back faster. That's why it's so taboo for a woman to shave her face, because a lot of people believe that if you shave, the hair will grow back faster or grow back thicker, and it's just just doesn't happen.
Yeah, tell that to my Aunt Norma.
This is one of those myths, with the one with the stash. This is one of those myths where it's like the opening and closing of the pores. Like you splash hot water on your face to open the pores and cold water to close them. You cannot open or close your pores, people. If you die.
I love that one.
When all your pores close when you were cold or you were out in the cold rain because your skin wouldn't be able to breathe. You can tighten and tone it, but you can't close and open these things, as people would have you believe. Yeah.
That's the best one.
They're always open.
I have let's see. Oh, well, that spurred a thought in my mind, actually. When I was a teenager, I really just had like a mustache. Like I didn't really have much other facial hair. That's where it all really started for me. And so my dad would tell me, don't shave it because then it'll just come back thicker. And of course, as a teenager, I wanted it to come back thicker because I wanted to be manly and have a mustache. Turned out it looked terrible, but I think that wives' tale is actually just due to the fact that we tell young people, like, don't start shaving or else it'll come back thicker. It's not the fact that it's coming back thicker. It's the fact that they're hitting puberty and their facial hair is coming in. It's just a natural course of progression, I mean, there are guys that have been shaving for years that have really light, scruffy beards that like doesn't really grow much into anything. And they've been shaving for years and years and years, and it hasn't grown in thicker or faster. Well, and Jason asked, will shaving accelerate puberty? No, but it'll make you feel like you're like a man.
What's our next? Who's got the next question? Is that you, Joe?
Well, the other one, the number 3 question that was on there was, what are the benefits of a single blade? But we kind of covered that. Also, it said, what type of shaving brush is the best type of, it says something about what is the best shaving brush type, which like, is it synthetic or horsehair or badger?
Guys,
who's that?
This is a tough one.
Guys, real quick, a customer came into Old Town Shaving right now, and he has the most amazing mustache I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
That is awesome.
Come on. That's an awesome mustache.
Nice.
I appreciate your name.
James.
James, I'm David. This is the Wet Shavers Roundtable.
Hey, Shavers.
Live shave show that comes on every week. And
Cool.
that's just an awesome mustache, man. That's fantastic. I just had to call him over for that.
That's a good stash, man.
Okay, you need to get his contact information and have him like
Very nice.
do a video with him, do a shave with him.
Yeah,
So you got to be one of my shave videos.
You got it.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Let's see. Sorry. So what's the best kind of shaving brush? That was the question.
Oh, so yeah, what's the type of brush or the type of hair of the brush? That was one that I looked up and I found that came up a couple of times. It would be like horsehair would be badger.
That's simple as that. It's your miles may vary.
Yeah, it's totally personal preference.
Exactly.
That said, try them all.
There are some advantages of certain brushes over others.
And I mean, you have to try them all.
For instance, an animal hair will hold more water than a synthetic. badgers tend to hold more hair than a horse.
Big time,
Horse tends to hold more hair than a boar. There's advantages, but there's also disadvantages. The synthetic dries really, really quickly, and it's really low maintenance. So a lot of people are opting for synthetic brushes nowadays just because they're so easy to take care of.
A lot of it's face feel and preference,
Yep.
how much you enjoy the experience. There's obviously practical benefits to using synthetic, but yeah, just from my case, I love the face feel of a badger.
Just get a variety of brushes and figure out what you like, right?
Yeah, I'm up to about 16 brushes now. I should be in myself. I have a sickness.
Hey, that's nowhere near as bad as Busta.
I would think we all. One thing is that the natural hair brushes will smell like a zoo.
Especially the horse ones.
That's one thing. That's one. Oh, the horse is horrible. Oh,
I think they
so
left
bad.
it from the horse's butt.
It's like going. It's like
Yeah, I
going
haven't
to
tried
the zoo.
the horsehair brush yet.
Yep.
I love horsehair, and not all of them. Not all
I do
animal
too, I
brush.
like
I
them.
mean, like every now and then you'll get some that are fine when you get them. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it seems to fade really fast. It's just always funny when a noob posts something like, "Oh my God, this badger stinks to high hell."
Something that'll help that is washing it with some shampoo, like mane and tails kind of shampoo or something like that, can really help to get rid of the
Yeah.
stink.
It does
I've
help.
had
It's
great
so-
results using baby shampoo.
I just
Very
leave the lather in. I'll lather it.
Oh, really? Never.
And leave it overnight. The next day I'll rinse it, lather it again. I do this for like 2 weeks, and it not only breaks the brush and softens it, but it also gets rid of the stink. I found.
True.
But yeah, all good tips there.
Just don't do it with like tobacco, because that'll just make it worse.
Oh man, I love
Oh,
this.
I'm just kidding. Tobacco's a great soap.
Heavily.
And I used to love tobacco, but nowadays it just smells like an old woman's purse to me. I don't know. It's a fantastic shaving soap. Like it's like way up there.
It's awesome.
It does
But
work.
It
It does
smells.
work.
It's really putting me off right now. I don't know.
Okay, I got a question from Q.
Well, one question that I got one more thing. Can I add about synthetic brushes? I've been using. Now I tried all types of brushes, but I noticed with a synthetic brush, do you guys notice that since it doesn't retain as much water, you use less soap to get a better lather when you bowl lather with a synthetic brush?
I haven't really noticed.
When
I don't think I've ever bowled. I've never bowled with it.
Yeah, I loaded
Neither
it.
have I.
Yeah, I don't.
I noticed that when I take a synthetic brush and I soak it, like I use a scuttle when I shave. But when I soak it, I take it out and I just let it out, and I go in. Now I don't bloom soaps all the time, so when I'm not blooming, and this is a non-bloom soap, and I'll go ahead and really get like a little bit. I only need like 2 or 3 strokes, and I can get enough lather to shave my whole face. With a natural brush, I have a problem with that, where it takes a little bit more out of the puck
You know what?
to get it going. That's just something I've noticed. I've been looking at for the past couple
That's
of
a
weeks.
video
Something
idea.
that
I'm going to do that.
Something that I've noticed when I use synthetic,
try it out.
Synthetic brushes is I feel that in the third pass, the drop off in quality is less than when I had a natural hair brush. I think the stability of the lather is a little bit better in a synthetic that I've noticed. But that could just be my own mind thing. But that's something that I have. At least I feel it happens.
I agree.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of.
I'm going to agree with
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
think
like-
so, yeah.
I can't really. I've been using synthetics for a long time. I will say I like the Basan not better than most of the other synthetics out there right now,
Really?
including the black one, the Game Changer.
Yeah,
It's
I-
okay,
yeah.
but I find it kind of screechy in comparison to the Basan.
I haven't used it. Is the Game Changer not similar to the Mula Black Fiber?
I haven't tried it.
The Mila Black Fiber is really, really
I don't
floppy.
think so.
At least it was for me.
I thought that it was really springy. I thought that it had a lot of fight back. At least when I tried it, I felt like I was just wrestling with that brush.
I might have been using a different model though. I mean, mine was a really small knot, and it was like a fan type, and it was really like a lot of loft to it. So it had like no backbone. It's what I started out with, but it just fell flat for me. It was like no backbone at all, and I didn't really care for it. So I ended up piffing it, but, yeah, no, I would think that with like a stiffer brush bristle, like a boar or a horse, even, you might get more soap out of 30 laps or
course.
whatever with the brush.
Yeah.
You're going to get more soap out of it, and so you might end up using more. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean it's stiffer. You're scooping out.
Yeah,
the soap,
you're scraping
so-
more soap out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a test. I'm gonna like get 3 of the same soap manufacturer and try 3 different brushes and see what the weight difference is after we're done.
Oh, Joe is frozen. Joe, I think it's just you. And
Yeah,
Lewis is
my
not
mind is
frozen.
working fine right now.
Okay, I have a question here. Did we answer that one?
I think so.
It's a hygiene question, and is it better for guys to shave with hot or cold water?
Mhm.
It's
I
gonna be a
don't-
matter of
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, what matters? I mean, like before you shave, you want to prep your skin probably with hot water. You want to
Because it'll open up your pores.
Yeah, because don't start that. You want to clean and wash your face with hot water first before you go into your shave, and then splash on the cold water and do a cold water shave if you're going to do that. Which a lot of people do, and they do it in the summer. They do it by preference. I personally, they just find it more soothing on their skin.
You're good.
But oh, really? It's funny
Okay, I'm not,
because
I'm not frozen
Joe's a
anymore.
glowing light. I see his voice like going.
I lost
I
Doug.
can see.
though.
I can see everybody.
No, really, it glows green. Anyways,
Oh, well. We can hear you.
I see you. I see.
I was forced to do a
YouTube, but I
cold
don't
water
see Doug
shave when I
anymore.
lived in
Oh,
Central
boy.
America. There was no hot water in this place I was staying,
Okay, cool.
and I was asking people, how do you shave? Do you boil water? I kept asking this question to different guys, and they'd be like, "You shave," and I did. I just shaved with cold water, and it came out fine. So
Mhm.
we have a kind of a misconception in the West when it comes to what temperature to shave at. It seems. Anyone
Yeah.
else?
It's a preference thing. I tend to shave with cooler water during the summer, during the hot months, and then I shave with warmer water during the cooler months. I've done both. It's just
Yeah.
whatever tickles your fancy that day, go for it.
One is not more hygienically better than the other, as long as
No.
you're using hot water first before you shave, which you should.
Yeah,
do.
just me simply for cold water. My shave isn't satisfying when I use cold water. I just can't do it. I've done it before, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I know sometimes you can get your soap can soften a little better with hot water. You can still get a great lather with cool water, but the soap, the heat will actually help to soften the soap a little bit, so you can load a little easier with warm water. But I mean, as for the actual shave itself, I don't think it really matters. Warm water will also help the hair and stuff rinse off of your blade easier.
Right.
So there is that. But yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Whatever happened to Joe?
I don't know.
Oh, we
Let's
lost him.
see. So there's one here that's, will a safety razor stop my razor burn? For some reason, I've developed really bad razor burn this past year. I have tried high-end soaps, creams, aftershave balms. Only thing I haven't tried differently is switching to a safety razor. I have really coarse and thick hair. I have to shave twice with a cartridge. Would a safety razor solve my problem?
Yes.
I'm back.
Yes. The fact is, most people think they have sensitive skin, and it's not them. It's been caused from years and years of using a multi-cartridge razor, which is just not good for your skin. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your face. It's not one size fits all when it comes to shaving your skin. You need to be able to customize your tools to work with your own unique face and facial hair.
Right.
So yeah,
I would have a
safety razor.
caveat to that, though, by saying that a DE razor a DE razor combined with proper technique will. So I mean, if you shave the same way with a DE that you do with a cartridge, no, that's not going to solve your razor burn problems.
No.
But if you learn to do it properly, yes, it will.
You need to find the soap that works for you, the brush that works, blades that work for you. There's hundreds of different DE blades out there, if not thousands. So you experiment with all these different things, all these different combinations, and eventually figure out what one works for you, and you stick with those tools and use it, and you'll be, as your technique gets better and better, you'll be getting better shaves, and you'll have better skin. You realize that your skin's probably not that sensitive at all, because you've been doing it wrong and you've been hurting yourself over from years of multi-blade abuse.
Yep. Absolutely.
Joe, can you hear me?
I hear you guys. I'm back.
Next question, Joe. What do you got? Oh, there's Zach. I hear he likes to shave.
Let's see what I can find
That
here.
just says he hears you like to shave.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. We had some questions in the. You want to do the questions that we have on the bottom of the screen here from the?
Sure. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Let me see here. I forgot about those.
Abe's. Let's cover Abe's really quick. What was your dream item when you first started wet shaving? Now that you have been shaving for a while, is it still your dream item or has it changed?
Toggle.
It was a toggle for me, yeah. And then I got one, and it's like.
Mine is a twist to open comb, like a Gillette president or executive or something like that, like an open comb executive. I had the chance to grab one a while back and I didn't, and I've been kicking myself ever since.
Mine was a Simpson Chubby. I don't know why.
Yes. Yes.
That was like the thing that I really, really wanted. I wanted a Simpson Chubby 2 or 3. Now I really don't care for it all that much.
And see, that's the thing. Like for some people, it's the status of that brush. Like, is it any better than any of our artisan brush makers' handles and knots? Probably not. At least not by that wide of a margin to make it work.
Well, the hair's pretty good. I actually just recently used one for the first time, and the hair's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it was for me. I think it was like X-Spec or Martin DeCondre or
hate X-Spec.
something like that. Yeah, I do too.
I love it.
I can't stand the smell of it.
I love X-Spec.
Yeah. I mean, there's so it's kind of like when people ask me what my favorite soap is or what my favorite razor is or what my favorite color is. I don't have any favorites when it comes to these things. There's so many like vintage pieces that I want that I don't know if I'll ever be able to get them all or collect them all. But I mean, because they're vintage, they're rare too. So I mean, some.
Okay.
Right on, Scott.
All right.
See you guys.
Happy Halloween. So
Wow, I thought he was about to get beat. I thought we were going to see domestic.
Yeah, man, that was pretty rough.
okay. Did I answer that question? I don't even know.
All right, not really.
Yeah, what is my magic pill that I've wanted? I don't have one. I don't. There's so many great pieces out there. Next question. What do we got? Oh, we're going from down below, huh? What do we got down here?
What happens at shave meetups? Are they dangerous? Will someone offer to shave me?
Are they dangerous? No. Will somebody offer to shave you? Absolutely.
I've never been offered
Couldn't say it
that.
better myself. Yeah.
And well, actually, the Big Shave West, there was a barber doing stories of shaves.
You should be offended if they don't offer to shave you, as a matter of fact.
Are they dangerous? Yeah, maybe for your wallet. I mean, if you're gonna go there and you want to buy some stuff, or you're gonna get some new ideas, you're gonna see some samples, and you're gonna go home and go on the internet and do a huge order. That's usually what's dangerous to me.
Well, I want to clear that up though. The majority of shave meetups stuff isn't sold. People just go there to hang out with each other and talk.
Oh no, I know.
And
but it's when I go home, I smell all these guys' scents, I see their razors, and I'm like, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this, and I end up doing.
I'm making it clear for these guys watching, because a lot of people will ask me when there's a meetup coming up, like, how much you bringing to sell? It's like, I'm not going there to sell anything. I want to, shoot the breeze, hang out.
Just a show, yeah, just a talk, yeah.
Hey guys, it's now 4:00. I have to get back to work.
This is David Gonzalez signing off from Old Town Shaving.
Thank you guys for having me. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Hey, Joe,
All right, bud.
it was nice being on the show with you this week, bro. I haven't got to do that yet.
Nice.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of
All
this
right.
episode. We've been just kind
We're
of,
down to 2 guys.
yeah. Then there were 2. So, folks, it's been a great roundtable. I want to thank you all for joining us today, and have a happy and safe Halloween, which is Monday. And I need to mention that Clown Fruit will also be back on Monday, and I'm thinking of actually releasing some Clown Fruit sticks, shave sticks too. So that might be in the works.
sweet. Cool.
But yes, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Joe, for being here as well. And we'll be back next week with episode 67 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable. If you are doing Movember, I need to mention this year, I need you to go to MovemberTeamHitGam.com and join our team. I also want to mention, I just had these printed. I'm really trying to get wet shaving in the Boy Scout handbook. And so I'm asking all of you right now to write the Boy Scouts at My Scouting. It's myscouting@scouting.org. And mention that they consider expanding the Eagle Scout personal fitness merit badge to include personal hygiene, such as traditional wet shaving. So I'm just asking that everyone write them. I'll put the address on the screen. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention before we take off. Oh, this for anyone in Arizona or around Arizona, there's a meetup happening at the Razor Emporium. It's a grand opening. They just moved of the Razor Emporium. That's happening November 5th. And I think that's all I got. All I have to say is thanks for joining us again, folks. And remember to subscribe if you are not subscribing already. So we'll see you next week. Happy holidays.
Bye, guys.